Today is February 4, 2026, and I'm remembering my late wife, Cosing Frese, born Maria Cosenia Alegado Alegarbes, born 2454, passed away on 6/7/2020. And I set this up because of the snow, because this snow's not going to last. So, and her urn is out of marble, and that's her birthstone color, purple. Yeah, for February, or amethyst. Amethyst. This is purple. Yeah, I liked it. Sad to have to make a choice like that, but I got two candles burning, one for Mary and one for Jesus. And this is my memorial to her. It's only temporary out here because of the snow, because the snow is not going to last much longer. It's going to melt by the next week, because next week's going to be in the 50s, maybe 60s, and then after that it might rain in middle of February. Anyway, I just wanted to share this. I just set this up out here because of the snow. Normally I usually just keep it inside in the house. Okay, well, that's all. That's all. I remember her well. We were married 40 years and about 5 months. Yeah. 40 years and 5 months. It was I enjoyed all of it except the part where she was ill and hospitalized, and I couldn't go visit her because of COVID, and she just didn't make it. It wasn't from COVID though. She had many other problems: kidneys, lupus. Her death certificate said hepatitis B, but I don't know. I think other things were affecting her more than that. Anyway, that's in the past. I remember the good times. Put it that way. I try to remember the good times. We were a good team. That's all I know. And she made many trips to the Philippines to visit her daughter and her son. Her daughter's still there with 8 kids. And Cosing wasn't there when she had her first child, but then she was there for all the others, I believe. I think. If not, she was there for some of them. She got to know them all, because when she went back, her kids just surrounded her. Her grandkids surrounded her. Her son actually came here with her father in '94 during the summer, and eventually her father decided he wanted to go home, so he did. And son stayed because he went to school here, high school here, for 3 years. But then, as a reward, that was in '97. In '97, she allowed him to go back home before his 4th year to visit, and he went by himself. I'm thinking, he went back with his grandpa. Yeah, my wife's father. She went back with him because he wanted to go home. No, yeah. I think that's how it worked out. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I know she went home in '97. Yeah, she went home in '97. She went home in '97 in September, I believe, or August, something like that, with her father. But her son. Oh, okay. This is how it worked out. We allowed her son after his third after he finished his third year of high school, we allowed him to go home as a reward for doing so well in school. He went home, I think, the end of May, right after school was out, and he spent he spent about a month there, yeah. But when he came back, he was throwing a fit because he met a girl, and he wanted to go home. He wanted to go back to the Philippines again to be with his girl. He said he wants to make her his wife, but he's still in high school, and he doesn't have an income or anything. Anyway, as it turned out, the wife's her two kids aren't mine, by the way. She had them before we got together. Anyway, she arranged. Oh, she has her father still lived, or his father, my wife's son's father, still lived in Cebu, where she's from. Not, but they have a. Anyway, she got an enrollment, but because he abandoned her, and then from what I was told, he met another girl. I don't think they can marry him. I guess he could get married. I don't know what he did. But anyway, he had like 9 other kids with her. So they had lots of half siblings over there. They even went to school with some of them. Anyway, that's another story. I'm losing track here. Okay, so in 97. Oh, it's cold out here. In 97, he went home. The son went home for about a month, like in June. He came back, threw a fit. He wanted to go back, be with his girl, and my wife wasn't going to let him do that. So she contacted his father's brother, who was to be an uncle, because they have family over there, more than just an uncle. Anyway, he agreed to take, and he lived on Maui. The uncle lived on Maui, the son's uncle. So that's where we sent him. And in the beginning, he didn't do too well because he kept pestering his uncle to send him home, send him back to the Philippines. But the uncle wouldn't do it either. So he got him a job. Or he got a job. He got a job in Bubba Gump, some kind of restaurant, Bubba Gump. Then after he worked in Bubba Gump for a while, he got a job in a hotel as a cook, like a chef. And he's been doing that ever since. Different hotels though. And then I'm running into a long story here. Then. This is supposed to be about my wife, not her son. But I'm just telling you this because that's all the stress she was under. She was under a lot of stress, being away from her family here. Then her health problem started soon after she arrived. But she worked. She worked until '93, different places. But she worked until '93, until she got too sick to work. I'm losing track of my story here. Okay. Oh, the son went. Okay, we know that. The son went back in June of '94, came back, threw a fit. So in September, because my wife was already scheduled to go back to the Philippines with her father, I think. Yeah, with her father. And then, because he was here, and the son was here too. And I told her, because her second grandchild was having a baby. Yeah, that's why she wanted to go there, to be there when the baby was born. And I told her, the son's not going to stay here with me with him throwing a fit like that. We even had an ASVAB book, for joining the Navy, and he wouldn't do that either. We told him he could join the Navy after he got out of high school, but he tore that up. So we sent him to his uncle in Maui, and then, like I said, he got he was throwing so many fits over there that his uncle kicked him out, sent him to another relative. They got a lot of relatives over there. And he got passed around from one relative to another. Finally, he got out on his own because he had these hotel jobs. And then in '90, let me go on. I got another story for you. But then around April, she had a little sore in the inside of her cheek, left side, I think, a little bitty white sore. She treated it with different, different things that the doctor gave her, some kind of marshwars, different things, antibiotics, or whatever it is, whatever they gave her, she used it. The doctor ordered something. It never helped. And she went to the doctor twice for that. Did it for a week until the medicine ran out, and then she go back and they gave her the exact same treatment that didn't work the first time, and then she wound up since the doctor couldn't help her, she went to the emergency room. I think more than once, at least 3 times, because whatever she had, I don't know if they tested it or what, but they never changed the treatment. Always the same every time we went to the emergency room, and her mouth sore just kept spreading. The sore in her mouth just enveloped her whole mouth. Yeah, she couldn't hardly drink or eat or even take her pills. I mean, she did, but it was so painful, and she was so scared. Yeah, because none of the treatments that the doctors were giving ever worked. So finally, it was her pain in her mouth was so bad and everything was so bad. She was losing weight. We went to the emergency room at night. That was on May 16. And when they did a blood test, her white blood count was almost 0. Yeah. So they flew with a helicopter over and that was during COVID. So that was, they wouldn't even let me go into that hospital in Mount Vernon that we always go to. They wouldn't let me in because of COVID. So they wouldn't even let me in the hospital. That's the last time I saw her conscious, was as they were wheeling her into the hospital. I don't want to remember that. Anyway, they wouldn't let me. Then they drove. I don't know if it was an ambulance or a helicopter. Either way, I think it was an ambulance. They got her to the hospital, and on the 17th of May, I was able to drive over to the St. Louis Barnes Hospital, Barnes Jewish, and all I could do was give them all the things she needed, like her battery charger, her phone battery charger, different things, whatever I thought she needed. And for one thing, whenever she talked, she could hardly speak because of the mouth sore. That was her main problem, the sores in her mouth. It was just everywhere. And I was able to text her while she was in the hospital, different things, but she was in there for 3 weeks. Yeah. Around the second week, they had to do something. They had to intubate her. And I think that was when she had they said she had after she was intubated, because I guess she couldn't breathe or something, they contacted me and said she had a massive stroke, and she was like in the hospital for like a week before they was even allowed me to visit her. But by then she was already gone. She was unconscious. She never spoke. She didn't even know I don't know if she knew if I was there or not. Anyway, I went to see her, and then I was on the 17th. No, that's 6/7, 6/7, and that's and she passed away that evening, right around sunset. Yeah, I don't remember those things. That's part of life, though, I guess. But I just wasn't able to help her with that. Anyway, that's her story. Mine too, I guess. All right, that's all about this. But today's her birthday, and remembering her. They also remember in the Philippines, her family's. They go to they can't go to the cemetery, but they put her picture up because I got her ashes here. I've been wanting to go back to the Philippines and take her ashes with me, but there's something else I forgot to do. I didn't even know about it. But one of the grandchildren said that they need a death certificate. They went to get a death certificate, but there's nothing in the Philippine system because I didn't report her death to the Philippine consulate in Chicago, which is I was supposed to do, but nobody told me. I sent a death certificate to the Philippines by mail. I thought they were going to send it in, take it to their registry or whatever they do over there, but they didn't do that. Now I have to do it. I'm still working on that. There's a big lots of paperwork and forms, and a form to fill out, and there's another form to fill out for late reporting, because it's already been 6 years since she passed away, so there's probably a fee for that, fee for everything, and I got to mail it all to the Philippine consulate in Chicago. Yeah, and then if I want to take that to the Philippines with me, there's lots of paperwork for that too. So I'm figuring out what to do. Yeah. On top of everything else, it's been 6 years since she passed away, and she's still getting junk mail. Yeah, I got to figure out how to stop that, but I'm not sure how yet. Anyway, I'm just remembering her birthday today, February 4, 1954. She would have been 72. She would have been. The next 72 is when her mother died. Her mother died when she was 72 in 63. She went home for that too. That was 63 is when my wife graduated from college. Not 63, 93. 93 is when my wife graduated from college. Was it 93 or 92? I'm not sure anymore. I think it was 93. Yeah, she went to 2 years of college in Kaskaskia in southern Illinois. Well, that's all. I'm getting cold. I got something else to do today. But that'll be a different video. All right. That's all. Remembering my late wife, Cosing Frese, a.k.a. Cosenia Cosenia Alegado Alegarbes-her. All right, that's it. That's all for this year. For her, this is her birthday. All right, that's all. This is the altar I got set up for go seeing my late wife. My wife had that up. I don't know where she got it from a long time ago. And I just left it. That's what she wanted. She had her altar up here, but I changed it for her. Okay, that's all. Remembering my wife on her birthday, February 4, 1954. She would have been 72 years old today. Well, this is a photograph of me and my wife back in 1986 during a visit to Molokai, where we were married in 1979, December 22. And there was a photographer studio. How do you say it? Anyway, we had some pictures taken. Yeah. And this was the one I liked best because somehow he added the other photos to the side of each one of us. Me behind Cosing and Cosing behind me. Yeah, we're each other's backup. Okay, I got some more. Oh, and I made these frames. This one's made out of walnut, I think. That's when I was still working at the lumber company, and these were scrap boards. So I carved these myself by hand. I got some more that I carved too. Here's another one I carved. And all these are from 1986 on the island of Molokai when we went back for a visit. It's hard to see because it's high up to the ceiling. I believe that's made out. I think all these are made out of walnut or cherry. Maybe that's a cherry wood. I can't remember. Anyway, that's what I made. I got a couple more. This one's made out of hard maple. Yeah. This is the last one. And that's also hard maple. This is 2 inches thick too.